Store PIMP, swear to God ain't no sim. 18th VIP, I go fully up in here. Biddy shaking hella ass, let's make a movie up in here. Let me put you on this phone and make the movie of the year. Let me put you on my phone and make a show for the year.
Alright, back again with another video. So the very first thing I want to go over with you is just some basic things to look at when you're going over your AR. I will go into my setup on one of my favorite ARs that I have at the house. It's actually the very first build that I personally have done for myself, from beginning to end. It is kind of a Frankenstein build. The paint job on it's kind of, you know, worn, beat down, but honestly, I feel like it gives it character. I love this AR. It's one of my favorites. I do have nicer, higher end things, but no matter what, I will always hold this AR near and dear to my heart. For one, it's Aero Precision, which is from, you know, the neighborhood which I grew up, Tacoma, Washington. I love their products. I love their customer service, and honestly, I just don't think you can beat it for the money. Real quick, going over this AR from tip to butt, we have the VG5 muzzle device. It's a solid muzzle device, taking care of everything that needs to do, pushing those gases outwards, and reducing that recoil, keeping my rounds on target, reducing the recoil, helping me with those follow-up shots. From there, I have the newest addition to this rifle, the Imbus front sight, as well as an RBS rear backup sight. It's just a cheap sight that I got for cheap backup sights that I got from Bass Pro Shops. Just something I felt like I needed to add on, just because if one of my red dots go down and I find myself in a situation where I needed to use this rifle in a defense situation, I'd rather have some backups if my primary were to go down. Moving on from there, the hand grip. This is the Atlas S1 hand grip from Aero Precision. It is a thin profile. This thing is pencil thin. I can fit my hand all the way around it. The only drawback to these thinner profiles on the rifle is the fact that once you start getting about 100 rounds through it, it starts to get hot. You can really burn your hands on there. And one of the things I did to mitigate that issue is I added these rubberized grips along both sides. And since I added that in there, it has been a hand saver, I promise. Moving the red dot. The red dot I have on is the SIG Romeo 3. It is a red dot that I purchased for my FN 509 Tactical. It was just a little too big for that. Honestly, I tried putting it on the FNX 45. It was too big for that, so I figured it's a lightweight red dot. Might as well throw it on my lightweight rifle. And so far, it's held up very well. I sighted it in. I'm hitting targets about 200 meters out, and it's just a solid little red dot. This is the Hogue buttstock. Just a simple buttstock with a little bit of padding at the end, which I like. Doesn't add very much weight to the rifle, which is one thing I wanted to keep, was that lightweight profile of the rifle. Really quick, before we get too much farther into it, I'm going to go ahead and clear it. There's no magazine in. She is good to go. Anyways, back to the AR. It's sitting on a Aero Precision lower receiver that I got for a deal about 4 years ago, with a rubberized, I I forget the brand of this hand grip, but honestly, it's rubberized, it's ergonomic. There's no hand grip, there's no finger grooves on there, so it works for anybody with smaller hands, and it doesn't take away from the grip of people with larger hands. It is a very comfortable hand grip. Hasn't moved, doesn't wiggle around. It's just perfect for this. Something that I definitely wish I would have gotten a lot sooner. The charging handle is a Radian Raptor charging handle. It is ambidextrous. You can use it from either side, no problem at all. Going into the internals, well, the main internal, the trigger. So this is the Geisley Super 3-gun trigger. It is light as it gets. Talking about blow on it, and this rifle will go bang. Really quick, just to show you this trigger. Flip it on to fire, and then one moment, let's check that reset. That reset is crazy short. This is a fast gun and it runs. Let's go ahead and open her up. So I'm gonna just go over the minor maintenance, things that you always want to take a look at after firing your firearm. Really quick, so I took out the bolt carrier group, and the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up just like so, just pulling it down. And then what you want to do is set it right on there, set it on the table. This table's not exactly straight, but there we go. All right, if this was a bad charging handle, instantly when I would have set it on there like that, it would have closed down just like that. But since it stayed open, it's able to support that weight. That tells me that this bolt carrier group is good to go. Moving on from there, I'm going to inspect my bolt. I can tear it down a little bit farther than this. Usually I only tear it down when I'm cleaning it after the range, and I will go ahead and lube it. Whenever I do open it up, I try to keep the lube on there to where my bolt carrier group is just shiny. You don't want to dump a whole bunch of lube on there, especially if you live in a higher humidity climate like I do up here. Another thing I want to take a look at, which is very important because it has happened to me before. It has happened to me with this trigger group. And fortunately, I had the knowledge to be able to take this trigger out, soak it in some CLP, and scrape away all that rust that I built up. And as you can see, it is nice and clean. Just make sure you're always paying attention. Make sure that you don't see any rust spots, any lube that's just pooling on the inside. Like I said, you want to keep it lubed, but you want to keep it to where it's just shiny. You don't want lube just pooling on the inside of your AR at all. Then we're going to go ahead and put it back together. Put it back together. And then whenever I do take it apart, even if it's just a little bit, I like to perform a slight functions check. So the very first thing I will do is I will charge my AR to the rear, flip it onto safe, pull the trigger does not squeeze. Then I will flip it onto fire, pull the trigger, it fires, charge it while holding back the trigger, reset, fire again, she is good to go. Charge the handle one more time, and it is solid. The main lubrication that I am using now that I'm really enjoying is this Lucas Extreme Duty gun oil. You can pick this up at any Advanced Auto, AutoZones, any auto stores, Home Depots, Lowe's, really any gun store you can find it. What I like the most about it is the fact that it comes with this needle nose. With that needle nose, you're really able to get into the areas where you want that lube to go, and you can be very, very precise on where exactly you are lubing. Of course, Q-tips when it comes to cleaning your firearm is essential. I suggest stocking up on a couple of boxes of these. I usually just toss them in my cleaning kit box. Next thing you will need for maintenance on your firearm, a toothbrush. This mostly is going to be for the cleaning. I keep this with this Gun Slick cleaning solution. I got it from Walmart, and honestly, I like it. It's solid. It's not messy. One thing I would suggest is getting a small cup for you to pour just a little bit in, dunk the toothbrush in, and scrub your internals with that cleaning solution. A few other things that you are going to need that I like to use is a pick. This pick will really help you get into those areas where you're trying to scrape off that carbon that's on the inside of those firearms, those stubborn spots that you're not really able to hit with the toothbrush. Of course, your bore brush with the attachment. Also, if you do have it, I don't have it readily available. There is a wire you can screw this into. So whenever you do clean your barrel, you want to go the same way that the bullets will travel through your firearm. So you only want to go this way. And the reason for that is because of the rifling on the inside of the barrel. If you're going against the rifling, you can potentially strip the rifling, scrape it, damage it on the inside, and it will throw off the rotation of the bullets coming out of that barrel, rendering that barrel ineffective. And these barrels are not cheap, so it's definitely something that you want to take care of. That way you're able to use it as long as possible, get your money's worth out of that firearm. That's about it that I have for you today. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything that you guys want to see. If you want me to go in depth on cleaning these firearms, if you want a particular firearm taken care of, she's clear, no magazine. If there's any particular accessories that you want a quick review on, I will be knocking out some firearms reviews. I'm going on a trip to Las Vegas, so I will not be going to the range this weekend or next weekend, but when I return, we definitely will get some shooting videos in for you guys. It'll be a nice solid day. I'm gonna bring all the guys out to the range and we're gonna get it going. All right, you guys have a nice night.
Mr. PIMP, swear to God ain't no sim. 18th VIP, act a fully up in here. Bitty shaking hella ass, let's make a movie up in here. Let me put you on his phone and make the movie of the year. Let me put you on my phone and make a show for the year.